In our previous lessons, we tried to go through the basic commands that you are likely to encounter in AutoDesk AutoCAD. Those basic commands are what you need actually in drafting anything that you want. Those are the most common commands that you can ever encounter, and it's also common in other CAD or CAD softwares around in different names. Okay, so in this lesson we want to look at what we call layers. So when we say layers, what are layers? So layers is a concept. Okay, it's a concept that allows you to group geometrically similar objects into one. Okay, it allows you to group distinct objects into one category according to maybe their features, maybe their color or something. Okay, so using layers helps you to exercise control over your drawing. So I want you to imagine what you learned some time ago, maybe in primary school or JHS, sets theorem, where you were able to place objects in a Venn diagram. Imagine that. Okay, so layers helps you to do that sort of thing. So if you look at this building of senior man and senior woman that we've done here, it's a simple chamber and hall. So this is the plan of the building. Okay, so the door has been put in a single layer. This is the door that has been placed in a single layer. The windows too as well, that has been placed in a single layer. So what happens is that you can control what you see over here. So maybe this is the window, this is the layer of the window. I can decide to put the layer of the window off. You see what has happened. It has put off all the windows in the diagram over here. So how do we create a layer for an object? Before we create the layer for an object, I want to introduce you to the layer properties dialog box. To open it, you just come to the ribbon and click layer properties. As you can see, layer properties manager. Okay, so to create a new layer, you come here, this sun icon over here. Okay, you just click on it. So let's create a layer called a door. Okay, and just click on enter. You can also create another layer. Let's name it a wall. As you can see, click on enter. You create another layer. Let's name it a window. Click enter. Okay, let's create another one. Maybe let's name it a partition. Partition. Okay, yes, select enter. Okay, so you've created how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 layers so far. Okay, so you can make in drawing, you can make a layer your current layer, so that whatever you draw will fall under that category of objects, to fall under that layer. So for example, so if you want to make your layer current, you just come here and click on the layer maybe you want to work with. Let's say wall. As you can see, so any line you draw will fall under the wall layer. Maybe you want to draw under the window layer. Any line you draw will fall under the window layer, as you can see. So when you click on it, the layer for it shows, as you can see over here, wall. When I click on this object, the layer for it shows window, as you can see. Okay, one thing about layers is that you can assign different colors to your layer. Like in this diagram that I've drawn, I've assigned a brown color for the windows, a yellow color for the door. I don't know the name of this color. I think it's magenta for the partitions there and the green color for the walls. So let's see how you do this. So you come to layer properties dialog box. Okay, so let's take for example the door we did. Okay, so you can come here under the tab called layer color. Okay, so maybe we are not seeing the tab, so you can just increase the length, as you can see. So you just come where they've written white, that's the color. Okay, so just click on it. You see that a dialog box has opened. Okay, I think it's 24 by 5 strips of colors. Okay, so these are the normal AutoDesk AutoCAD color index as they've written at the top. Okay, so you can choose any color you want. Maybe let's say yellow for door. Just click on OK and you realize that your color has changed. Maybe I want to choose a color for my partitions. Okay, so let's say I want to choose this color, number 8, this shade of gray for my partition. Okay, so there's another type of color apart from the, you can also come here and choose any color you want. These are just variations of the color below over here. There's another option that you can choose, that is true color. Okay, so for those of you who have done graphic design, I think you will be able to appreciate this the more. Okay, so you can choose any color you want and just click OK. And there's one last option, okay, that you can choose. This is the color books. These are, maybe you're an architect or a civil engineering student, you understand this better. So the color books are what we call the Pantone colors, but you don't worry about this one for now. Don't worry about it. You might not even need it your whole life using AutoCAD. So let's go back to the basic one. That's the, how do you call it, the index color. So let's choose a color for our partitions. So let me say I'm choosing this color for our partition. Click on OK. So maybe our wall, we want to choose a color for our wall. So maybe for our wall we want to choose, let's say, green. Okay, so you've chosen the color for our wall. And maybe our window, let's choose brown, like my own that I drew. Okay, I don't think that was a brown color. You can choose any color you want at all. Okay, doesn't matter. So I've chosen this color for our window. Okay, so like I said earlier, you can freeze, thaw, or you can put the layer on or off. Okay, so the freeze or thaw command, the command thaws or freezes the layer for the entire drawing. So for example, when you pick a window layer, you just come here, the sun icon here is freeze or thaw. Okay, so you can freeze it for all the viewports. Okay, so the mistake I did was that I tried to freeze the current layer. You can't freeze the current layer. So let's see, I want to freeze the wall. So this is the layer for this drawing. So let me just freeze. You should realize that the wall has vanished. Okay, now you can also put it off completely in this viewport, but when you go to other viewports, you realize that it will still be there. Okay, so that's it for the freeze or thaw. You can also lock the layer. Maybe you don't want any changes to be done to the drawing. Someone can just come and delete it, and you would have lost a lot of things. Maybe so I want to lock the window. So just come here, the padlock here, just lock it. Realize that that's locked. Maybe you want to lock the wall too as well. So what happens is that you can't even select it. You can select it, but you can't do anything to it. Okay, the dimensions are the only one I like. So you can select the wall, but there's nothing you can do to it. You can't edit it. It has frozen it completely. It has locked it. So so as to prevent you from doing anything to it. I hope I'm clear. So in the layers too, you can also change the type of line under that category. So let's say, for example, the wall. You can come to this side, what we call the line type. Okay, so for all of them, it seems I've chosen continuous lines for all of them. Maybe I want to choose a dashed line for my wall. Okay, so over here, I think the dashed lines are not enough. You can load. Autodesk has a lot of line types that you can choose. Let me choose this hidden line, or you can choose this fence line circle. Let's choose it and see. So I'm choosing it for this, as you can see. Okay, you can choose different line types for your layer. Maybe you want to so let's try drawing. Let's try reproducing this drawing, then we'll work with the layers. Okay, the layers that we've produced. So let me copy this. So this is what we call the auto command. It makes sure your auto is a Greek word which means right. So you might be hearing the words orthogonal, orthodox. Okay, orthodox, orthogonal, meaning right angles. It means the right thing. Okay, so for this tutorial, auto means it's at right angles. Okay, at right angles. So let's try and produce this plan again. So there's another command that we didn't teach you in the basics. That's called the X line. I'll be using it in this tutorial just to teach you. There are other shortcuts I can use to produce this drawing, but let me teach you the X line command. So the X line, just type X in your command line. So what the X line does is that it creates an a line of infinite length. Okay, it creates a line of infinite length. Let me create one so that you see. As you can see, it's not really visible, but you see it. I hope you can all see the line that I've drawn. Just this line over because of the layer that I choose. So let me make the wall my current layer. Okay, so as to avoid every confusion. So for the X line command, you can choose it. You type vertical V. So I want to, as you can see, so you see the layer that we chose. Okay, so let me change the layer to 0. So 0 is the default layer. So XL V. So these are my construction lines. I want to produce this plan. Okay, so this one is symmetrical, so I just draw half of it and just. Okay, so these are construction lines. Okay, so that's it for now. You can type the XL again. H, that's horizontal. I want to make it horizontal, as you can see. So maybe I don't want the upper side. You can copy this command, this line, or you can offset it. Any command that you choose, you feel comfortable with. So the dimension is 4,500. Okay, I can choose to make it half of the 4,500. That's 45 divided by 2. There's another command. Maybe you're not good at maths like me. You can open the calculator in AutoDesk AutoCAD. Isn't that amazing? There's a calculator in it. So maybe 4,500 divided by 2. Yes, click enter. Equal to, as you can see, 2250. And just close your calculator. So let me copy it next point 2250, as you can all see. Okay, let me move it down. I don't like where it is. So maybe I want to trim the size that I don't want. So you select this as your cutting plane, and you trim it. You can repeat the command again. Trim it. There's another option for the trim command. You can press spacebar twice. It selects all the objects. You can trim as much as you want. As you can see, I want to trim this side also as well, as you can all see. So for our wall thickness, okay, I want us to use 150 millimeters. So I can type the offset command. I'll type 150. Wait, before that, I can select all this and just choose wall for it, as you've seen. Okay, as you've seen, right? So I can select offset all my walls at 150. That should represent the blocks. As you can see. Okay. So we will leave it at this for now. You can trim the unnecessary sides. Don't even need this. Okay. As you can all see, I can also trim the side. That's excellent. So I want to draw my window, as I can see over here. So I just come here, choose my window command, my window layer. So I want a line. Let me see the dimension for it. I think it's 25. Okay, so it's 50. I just choose a line command. Come to the center. You can offset it at 50. Offset 25. Just to be accurate. Okay, just delete it. Delete the center line. So there you have my window. Okay, as you can see over here. In the center of my window, I can also use the Excel command again to find the center from here. As you can see, so just select this and cut that side off. Oh, that was the wrong drawing. Excel. Select this, trim all these sides off. Also, I don't need this wall over here, just need a window to show. So just select. If I like, I can just type trim, select all. I'm good to go. So we have a window drawn nicely using the layer. Okay, so we want to draw our door also as well. Okay, so we want to project. So we choose the door command, a door. We want to project the line down. As you can see, the door frame. As you can see, okay, you can just trim. So that the door frame I've drawn nicely over there. let me include the door. Okay. Let's draw nicely over here. As you can see, I can just draw a line here, just at the middle, just to make a difference. Okay, now I can trim these two lines here. I don't need them. I can even extend this line over here. Let me just use the 0 layer for now. Let's extend this layer line over here. Okay, as you can see, I don't need the ones at the top too as well. As you can see, beautifully done. Okay, I can copy, rotate this command and copy it, or rotate, or you can type the command in the command line, whichever way you find suitable for yourself. Just come to copy. The line has been copied. As you can see, just copy the same thing. Just delete these long ones. As you can see, beautifully done. Okay, so it's left remaining the arc that I'm supposed to do there. So for that one, you come to your arc command. Okay, you choose start, end, and direction. Make sure you choose it carefully. But before that, let me just make this a square for now to make it easier. Okay, you come to your arc command. So you select your starting point and say this is my ending. Then voila, you're done. Let's delete this thing. So I'm done with my door, as you can see. Perfectly done. Just finish this line. As you can see, I don't need this side, and just delete it. As you can see, done perfectly. Okay, so maybe I didn't choose the door command for this line. I used the 0 layer for it. So maybe I want the layer of this one to be the same as that of the door. So I just, instead of coming here and changing it, I can just type a command, match properties. Okay, match properties. So to match the properties of these two, they are gone. They are good to go. Let me match the properties of this one too. To match the properties of the wall. You can work with your 0 layer throughout and later come and change, do whatever changes you want. Okay, so it's left with this window too as well. For this window, let me just draw XL. Okay, H, offset this at 75. Can offset it again at 1800. That's the length of the window. Or you can even use the copy command, whichever you find suitable. So I'll just delete this thing. As you can see, select this, delete the sides that you don't want. We don't need this. Line command, center, offset 25. I don't need this, so I'll just delete it. As you can see, and I can decide to trim the sides too. As you can see, you realize that I've done a mistake, so I'll just Ctrl Z, undo. As you can see, so to trim it the better way. It has trimmed what you don't like, so that's why you need to learn the trim command carefully. Okay, so I just choose my cutting planes, trim, yes, select, so I just select the cutting plane before I type the trim command. So this way is more precise than the way we'll be using, so I just merge the properties of what is relevant. Okay, and finally the window, I have to match the properties. As you can see, clearly done. Okay, so this is very easy and simple and very easy to learn. So we locate the center. What do we say the dimension was? You can check it. Okay, that's 20, so 10. Okay, offset, you can use offset or you can use copy. Which one? The one you find faster and more suitable. Okay, match properties. So I'm done with my window. As you can see, I'm also done with my door. As you can see, so this side is green, it's supposed to be the door. Let's merge the properties. As simple as that, we are good to go. I'm done with my hull, my first hull. You realize that this side is similar to this side. So what do? You use your mirror command. So I need only the window at that side, so I just use my mirror. Mirror, you can type it in the command line. Where's the mirror line? It's over here. As you can see, we source objects no. So I'm done with that side. As you can see, I don't need this thing over here. Or whether I need it or not, I don't know yet, so I just delete it for now. Okay, so now it's left with my wall. Okay, this wall at this side. Okay, that's at this, exactly at the center of the drawing. So I can choose to extend this line, but we see where it starts from. Okay, can also choose to extend this. So as you can see, Excel rather. This is where my window ends. Okay, as you can see. Okay, I can just extend this line over here and just trim the size I don't want to extend. As you can see, excellently done. I just trim the sides I don't want. As you can see, so we are done with the whole. As you can all see, done perfectly. I'll just delete this construction line, which I don't need, by the way. Line command. As you can see, okay. So now a wall is, as I said earlier, 150 millimeters thick, but this is at the center, so I can just offset this line at 75. Okay, offset 75. So I'm done with my wall, and I can just mirror this whole side to the other side, and I'm done with my drawing. Mirror. I'll just come to the center and do what I want. Okay. I've done a mistake, so just undo should be your best friend, or escape. So I'll select it well. Mirror. Where's my mirror line? Just this side. Okay. No. So I'm done with my chamber and hall. So for example, you want to change your line type without changing that the line type in the layer. So there's another option called the properties dialog box. Okay. The properties how do you call it? Properties palette. That's what you call it, properties palette. So for example, these lines that I've drawn here, I don't want to change the line type in the layer, so I just come here, so I change the line type here. Okay, so it won't be based on the layer's line type, so I can choose a continuous line for it. As you can see, so it has changed it nicely, as you can all see. So I don't need this line, I'll just delete it. I can trim the rest of the lines that I don't need. Okay, just select this, okay. I'll trim the lines that I don't need. Perfectly done. Very similar to what you've done. So what's missing in the drawing? It's something that is missing. Okay, that's the partition. Okay, these walls too, I don't think they have the right layer. Okay, they have the right layer. As you can all see, the wall. So the partition, let's measure it. Come here. That's 25. So 25 divided by 2, that's around 12.5. So you can just offset it. 12.5. To make your drawing faster, you shouldn't have rushed to. As you can see, beautifully done. Okay, yes, click on delete, or you can erase either. Then that works for you. Realize I've made a mistake. I could have done this, so just delete this side, offset again. Let me see. As you can see, this has the same size. Okay, perfect. Okay, So there's something by it. This is a wooden partition just to separate the chamber from the hall. Okay, so there's some sort of wooden object here. So let's check the dimensions. Okay, we'll draw it. This is, let's say, it's 25, and the length is 65. Okay, you can extend this line, offset this line at 65. So offset, and we don't need it. We can offset it at 65 minus 50. That's 15 divided by 2. That's 7.5. So offset 7.5. Let's see if our calculations are right. It seems they are right. And in this direction they are 25. So offset 25. So you are done. You trim the sides you don't need. Don't need this. You delete it. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. Oh, trim the necessary sides. Let me try it again. So trim. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. Alright, so trim this side is perfectly done. And the side I needed the most, I've already trimmed. That's sad. I can just copy this, place them at the other side. Join it to take it. Copy it again. Right at the center. You can bring it here. Right, there's one already there. Since I made a mistake, move. Bring it here. Delete this thing over here. So that's a partition. Realize that we didn't give a layer for it. So what do? Just select it. Select your partition. Okay. You just come, give the layer to it. What did we give? A partition. That's done it perfectly for us. Okay, realize that there's nothing here, so we just trim the unnecessary sides. As you can see. The properties are different, just match properties. That's all. So that's it. We are done with our drawing. Exactly the same, no difference. We can even match the properties over here. Just look through for any discrepancies or errors and just correct them accordingly. So we are done. So perhaps you want to change it into this line, the color of this line, so you can just come to the layer and change the color as I've explained. Okay, just change it to magenta. As you can see, perfectly done. Or maybe you want to change the line type to short dashes. Okay, just come to the layer properties manager, a partition, change the line type to dashes. Okay, as you can see, this dashes. So that's the partition. Okay, so you can do anything you want to with it. So for example, this window has a window layer, but I realized that it's not brown. What did I do? I just came here and changed the color. So the color will be different, but it can be in the same layer. For example, I want to change the color of this window to blue. I can just change it. But when I'm putting off the A window layer, it will all go off. Maybe I want to freeze it. I didn't use the same layer for it. Okay. So as I said, maybe you can choose to select similar. Okay, and just change the layer for all of them to let's say A window. As you can see, you can change the layer for all the windows in the drawing except this one, which I specify the color for. Okay, so maybe I just want to match the properties to the other windows. So we are done. So that's it for layers. Okay, so you can take this exercise file and practice it wherever you are. So we are done with our lesson for layer. See you in our next video.